Good afternoon, or you know what? You could be watching this in the morning or in the evening. Could be 3 o'clock in the morning. Who knows? Glenn Stein, Realty Executives here, Ocala, and also we have an office in the Villas as well. But we're going to talk about three different things. We're going to be talking about the Federal Reserve. We're going to talk about foreign buyers and sellers, something called a Form 1042, FERPTA, that type of thing. We're going to be talking about that briefly. And we're going to be talking about millennials and the Wall Street Journal report on supercharging the housing market. So we're going to be talking about that. A little bit of an update this week, middle of December 2021. And then we're going to talk about what those three things will do to impact the Ocala, Florida, Marion County market in 2022. So we're looking at 900. Let's see, we've got 981 properties on the market in Marion County, which is, if we look at the history, that's probably the lower end of the scale, right? Like we hit lower 900s in a low point, and then we went up to, the upper to about 1,091 high point in the last 6 months, and now we've come down. Last couple of months, the last probably 8 weeks, we've been under 1,000. Of course, we're still under 1,000 at this point, so that is meaningful. That's something to watch out for. Inventory still being low, but we also, as I showed you guys, probably I think it was 2-3 weeks ago, inventory. We're still getting inventory. It's not like there's nothing to sell or nothing to buy. There are properties out there that's moving. The speed and the pace that they're selling is pretty quick. So they come on, they come off, they come on, they come off. So there's not an accumulation effect. We're seeing lots of inventory on the market. So if you've got a realtor that's saying there's nothing on the market, you might need to find a new realtor. Okay, just kind of FYI. Get somebody that has a can-do attitude. I think that's a good way to look at it. So let's talk about the millennials. The millennials right now, they're actually the largest group of people in the United States. The largest segment of the population are the millennials, larger than the baby boomers, just past the baby boomers. Baby boomers, for many years. We're the number one populated segment in the United States. Now it's the millennials. And something that this particular article in the Wall Street Journal says is that it's saying that millennials not only make up the largest group, but also they're finally moving out of their parents' basements. They're finally in the process of buying. We have many millennials that are buying in our area, Marion County and Ocala in Florida. But what we're seeing is that they are buying all over the country. They're starting families. They're deciding that they want to own something tangible, right? And by the way, that seems to be a big move for the last 18 months through what we've gone through health-wise. So, big movement there. Millennials buying affects us here in Florida because we get a lot of people that are coming from various areas around the country, mostly Midwest, mostly Northeast, but we do get people from far West. We're getting more of those people, and a significant number of people from South Florida, south of us, which is, we're a little bit north of Orlando, right in the middle of the state, and north of Tampa, south of Jacksonville, just in case you don't know where we are. So, but the millennials buying causes the market, the demand to be there. It's actually really increased the demand and the appetite for real estate. So that's the one thing that is, I would say, is a positive. And there's some other things that are kind of working against that, which we're going to talk about, which is I think it was a couple of days ago, 3-4 days ago, the Fed came out and said that they were going to raise rates possibly up to 3 times. The Federal Reserve is, and if you look at the CNBC headline, it's saying that that they're expected to raise rates 3 times. Now, whether they do that or not, it's not a guarantee or a given. We've seen it before at the Fed, where they say they're going to do one thing and they don't do it, especially recently. So it could be a threat just to taper things a bit. We'll see. I think they're obviously concerned with inflation. They've been talking about inflation being transitory, and now they're thinking maybe it's not transitory. So now they're worried about that, as many people are. Obviously, real estate has gone up. Your food at the grocery store and in restaurants have gone up as well. So the Fed raising rates would actually kind of collide and actually contradict the demand and maybe balance it out somewhat. That might be a good thing, that interest rates go up a little bit. Some of you might be like, no, stop saying that. I think it could be a good thing where prices are still relatively affordable for people to buy, and it keeps things in place. So it'd be interesting to see. I'll keep you updated. And by the way, please subscribe to this channel, and I'll keep you updated as to what's going on and how it's impacting our Ocala, Florida market in Marion County, Florida. So that's a thing to look at. And you can find these things, whether it's CNBC or Wall Street Journal, do some more research on this. Now, the other thing that we do see, we do get quite a bit of foreign sellers, people that will buy from Canada or the UK or Mexico or South America, that's or the EU for that matter. And something to watch out for if you're a buyer is, watching out for properties that are owned by non-U.S. citizens, foreign seller. And there is something called FIRPTA, and that's actually in the real estate contract. It doesn't matter where you are in the country, you could be affected by FIRPTA, which basically stands for Foreign Investment in Real Property Tax Act. Okay, that's FIRPTA, F-I-R-P-T-A. And what occurs is that the government wants to make sure that IRS wants to make sure that they're getting their money. And the only way for them to ensure that they're getting their money is that if a foreign seller sells a property, that the title company is instructed to withhold up to 15%. It used to be 10%, about 6-7 years ago, it changed from 10 to 15. And now they're obligated to withhold 15% of the realized amount from the sale. That being the case, if it's not withheld, and by the way, some people, you might interact with a for sale by owner, but you need to make sure that some of this money is withheld if they're a non-U.S. citizen, because if not, the buyer is held liable. But, see your CPA and talk to your realtor and talk to the title company, make sure that's not the case, so you're not held liable as a buyer. Now, something else I want to talk to you about, which most people don't realize, that from the seller or owner aspect, there's something called a Form 1042. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is that we recently, as a property management company, as a rental company, we handle rentals and property management, and as well as real estate sales, is the fact that if we do have an owner that is not a U.S. citizen, then we have to withhold up to 30% of the income revenue that comes in from the rental. And it's called a Form 1042. Now, that particular owner can get around it by proving that they've got a waiver of this. They've got a waiver from the IRS. But, for further information, you can find all these forms, by the way, Form 1042, if you're from the UK or Canada or just a non-US citizen, you can find this for more information on irs.gov, so you want more information there. So, lots of things that are happening right now in the world. Of course, as we know, it's become really interesting. Some good, some bad, but mostly what I see here, I'm pretty optimistic about the way things are going to look in 2022. Even though interest rates may go up, and it looks like they will, I think that will actually dampen the real estate market a little bit, where buyers might hold off. Maybe some people can no longer afford what they thought they can afford. So there's going to be some people there, and then there's going to be more people in the market because millennials on a daily basis are deciding to buy. So stay tuned. Please subscribe to the channel. If you have questions, you can call me, 352-572-3796. I'm Glenn Stein, broker owner, realty executives, been in business since 2004. So we've seen a lot of different things. We've got a lot of experience in dealing with such things. And if you just want to poke around and look, you could also go to this particular website here, buymidflhomes.com, to actually check out what's available at the moment. Hope everybody has a great day, and we'll talk soon.